What is up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a great day. I wanted to do this video for a couple days now, especially with my account being torched in the red all last week. And, why is that happening? I'm sure a lot of people's accounts were in the red. I know all the stock markets, Dow, the NASDAQ, S&P, were all in the red the last 5 days. And what's going on? So let's get into it. It has to do with this, bonds impacting stocks. So how is it actually doing that? And what's happening? Let's get into it. So to get into it, we need to know that stocks and bonds are related. They're actually inversely related, right? So those of you who know, stocks are part of a share, meaning you own part of that company, right? And what are bonds, right? So bonds, on the other hand, aren't shares. You don't own anything. However, it is an investment or a loan. So whenever a company or the government issues a bond, they are issuing, loaning, knowing that they're collecting loans. So you can issue them a loan and you're going to get a return on your investment. So let's get into what that actually looks like. So you have company A, or again, the U.S. Treasury. One of the benefits of bonds is backed by, a U.S. Treasury bond. It's very secure. You know you're going to get your money back, right? So this company or U.S. Treasury issues a bond, $100 bond or loan, and it's going to take 10 years to mature. That means you can't take the money out until 10 years is over, and it's going to be paid 10% annually, right? So at the end of the 10 years, you're going to get your $100 back, plus you're going to get 10% every single year. And this is fixed, guaranteed, locked. You know it's going to happen. So that's already one big difference between that and a stock. Is with stocks, as you all know, you don't know what's going to happen, right? Stock can go up, stock can go down. You can have a crazy CEO that does something crazy and tweet some stuff over the internet, and your stock might tank. Again, you don't know. However, a bond is what it is. Nothing's going to change. You're going to get your 10% annually. Again, it's all hypothetical percentage right here, and you know what you're going to get, right? So you have 10 years. You know that by the end of those 10 years, you're going to get $100. You get $10 every year with $100 in, which you're making yourself 100% profit. Pretty good returns, so you know this, and that's why a lot of people invest in bonds, because of that guarantee. Again, because of that guarantee, it tends to attract more very safe and conservative investors. This 10% here is just a very hypothetical, right? Most bond rates are not 10%. They're around 2%, 3%, etc. So what happens though when the interest rates go up, like it did last week or a few weeks ago, right? The Fed raised interest rates. That obviously affects the bond interest rates. So when that happens, when interest rates go up, bond prices go down. And the vice versa happens when interest rates go down, bond prices go up. So you can actually do trade bonds like stocks when they go up and down. And that is exactly what's happening right now with the stock market. People are taking money out of the stock market and buying bonds because the bond prices are going down, right? So you had the $100 bond, that my example earlier, and now because the Feds have raised interest rates, it's now being sold for $90, and so you only have to pay $90. Again, over 10 years, you're going to get $10 every year and get $100 at the end of those 10 years. You're making $100 instead of only investing $90. So that's one of the reasons that's causing the stock market to slide the last couple of days. Or this is another reason, right? People are saying like, hey, with these new interest rates, I'm not going to buy shares of Tesla or Facebook, which have like a lot of issues right now. I'm going to put the $100 toward a bond, which has a 20%, again, the Fed's raised interest rates, a 20% return. Again, hypothetical. It's obviously not that high, but if you're guaranteed 20% year over year from your $100, you're making $20 a year. By the end of those 10 years, you can get $200, so you get 200% profit. So a lot of conservative and bond investors are moving that route instead of buying to a stock which they don't know will go up or down. All right, so that's what I'm talking about, and that's how the bond market is impacting the stock markets right now. But if we look into it further, what is it I plan to do? What is it you plan to do? I want to know. Right, going to the further, Goldman Sachs forecasts that the 10-year bond yields will be around 3.4% by the end of 2019, right? So only, again, the 10 and 20% were hypothetical. Actual rates are 3.4%. So I want to keep that in mind when you look at current trends on the stock market, right? So the S&P is on pace to end at 7.9%, the Dow Jones 7%, and the NASDAQ 12.8%. As you can see, a lot higher rates than, a hypothetical bond rate at 3.4%. So that is the reason why investors like me who aren't as conservative, I'm a long ways from being close to retirement. I plan to, the money I put in the stock market, I plan to keep for a long time. I don't plan to touch it next month, next year. It's a 10, 20, 30-year investment and growing over the year. I would like these rates over the more conservative bond rates any day, right? So again, here's over 5 days, the Dow Jones, the S&P, and the Nasdaq all trending down over the last 5 days because people who are closer to retirement or who want a safer bet are taking money out of securities and stocks and putting into bonds, right? And what am I doing is, like I just stated, I'm buying actually shares of ETFs that have gone down, right? So my average cost now here is $56.82, 7 shares in this Vanguard Growth ETF. I have a Vanguard Technology ETF. I have 4 shares now at average cost $195. So it is still a little higher than what's current trend today. And my FDN, which is one of my stocks I picked for buying October. It's October. I am buying it. I'm up to 15 shares now, and my average cost is $133.71. Right. So very much, I'm buying into this, sell-off and believing that, again, the stock market will continue trends. All right. So if you look at the Nasdaq around February here, the same thing happened. Interest rates went up. The bond market prices went down. People started taking money out of the stock market, buying bonds. However, since February till now, the stock market has increased. We're to where it's at, and now we're here present day. The same thing's happening. Will the bond? How far will this go down? We don't know, right? But I'm thinking, it won't go down that much farther. I'm buying in as I can. You can never time the stock market correctly, so I'm just picking it now as a good time to buy into it. But I do believe it will eventually increase in the long run, right? This is not a 1 month investment. 2 months is a long-term investment. So the same thing with the S&P 500, same pattern with the Dow Jones, right? So I really think long run term investment, the stock market's going to win out over the bond market. So here's my account, right, to date. February, as you can see here, I was doing very well, blip because of the interest rates, struggled because I didn't know what I was doing, started to increase, and now we're at almost the exact same drop, right? So I'm predicting that it's going to increase again after all this, all the dust settles, especially with the next quarter earnings coming around, with the holiday season coming around. Once people start seeing those earning reports come back and seeing that the companies are making a lot of profits, I forecast people will start purchasing back into the stocks, and the stock market will continue on its upward trend mobility. Again, I'm not a stock market specialist, financial specialist. This is just what I believe and what I plan to do. Please do your own research, before you do any type of investment. Again, want to know what people plan to do? Do people plan to buy into bonds or stay with their stocks? Please put their comments below. If you enjoy the contents of the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Hope everybody has a great trading day.